He is the greatest shooter God has ever created. Plain and simple.
And here's Curry for the record. It's good! There it is! They do have a timeout. Decide not to use it. Curry, way downtown. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
What NBA players really think of Steph Curry?
When he get out his car, you better guard him right from the moment he pulls up to the arena.
Steph Curry is a one-of-a-kind player because he does things that no one has ever done in the history of the NBA. Golden State Warriors have been running the league for a decade now. That is because of Steph Curry leading the way. And we know the title that he owns, which is the greatest shooter we've ever seen. Paul George gives his praise for Steph Curry by saying this.
When it's all said and done and Steph's career is over with, then I think he for sure, he's got shit on his resume that he can add to that GOAT conversation. You know what I mean? He'll go down as the best shooter in league history. Like nobody, I don't think, is catching his 3 points made in a whole span of a career. So he's got some shit to go with in that resume to be in that GOAT conversation.
Steph Curry has made a case to be the greatest player of all time. Even his coach agrees with Paul George.
He's the modern MJ, you know. I used to see this playing with the Bulls. You know, half the crowd's got, you know, red 23 jerseys on, and, you know, now half the crowd's got blue and yellow 30 jerseys. Steph is, he transcends the game. He elicits an emotion from people, I think, because he's so awe-inspiring with his play that no matter where we go, there are people who are cheering for him and can't wait to see him perform because we've never seen anything like him.
So Steve Kerr says that Steph Curry is the modern day Michael Jordan. Now saying Steph Curry is the next Michael Jordan is kind of outrageous, but if we look at Steph Curry's career, this statement seems somewhat true. To the insane shots he makes, to the fan love, and the championships to back it up. Having Steph Curry in the GOAT debate isn't a terrible take, now thinking about it. And Reggie Miller goes more in depth of Steph Curry being the next Michael Jordan.
You got to look at the historical context, and Michael did everything in the Air Jordan. He revolutionized the game. He changed the way we thought. The baggy shorts, the black socks, obviously the Air Jordans. Stephen Curry has taken shooting and the art form of it and moving without the ball to a different level. And every, you know, because I have a 9-year-old and I go to all these, you know, these games, the first thing kids do, they know they can't dunk and fly like Michael Jordan, but they all believe they can shoot like Stephen Curry. And that's the first thing they do is start hoisting up threes to try and be like their hero, Stephen Curry. So you have heroes to most in Michael Jordan, and you have a lot of heroes in Stephen Curry. I see the comparison.
Steph Curry won the NBA championship and Finals MVP in the 2022 season against the Celtics. And Grant Williams had this to say about him.
He's tough.
Bro, you were on the floor with greatness. You were part of that.
And I'm a part of the losing side of history, but I remember watching it, bro, and I was like, yo, he was absurd to watch. And then I played against him, I was like, he's different, bro.
He's different, bro.
But Steph Curry is the most impactful player on a team in the league.
Because the gravity.
Bro,
the gravity.
You have to guard him as well on the ball as you do off. Like, once he gets off the ball, you're probably more scared of him off the ball than you are on.
Me personally, I think that 2022 Finals was the greatest Finals by Steph Curry in his career. We truly saw his greatness as a player, and he didn't back down. His whole career, he's been judged about his size. Like people saying he's too small, his ankles are too fragile, and the Celtics are too big. But Steph Curry shut his haters up after the 2022 Finals, and after winning his first Finals MVP. And Steph changed the game for the better, as far as undersized players. Just listen to what these players say about his impact and changing the game.
Like, you're a GOAT to me if the league changed because of you, right? And to your point with Steph, the threes being shot, the range, people shooting threes, Steph transcended the game.
Steph Curry is messing the game up. I'm on the internet now, I see a bunch of little kids dribbling, shooting 100-footers.
To get warm, to start the game.
But he's doing something for them, he's giving them a chance. You know, Steph, it probably is the most influential player when it comes to little people.
Yes.
Right? Because I see a lot of little guards, like little kids. I'm going to these tournaments, they're doing stuff I can't even do.
Right.
And it's good and bad.
I love Steph because he's changed the game in his way.
Right.
3-point shooter. Now kids want to be Steph.
Yeah, no, they don't care about dunking now.
No,
everybody, the little kid throwing the ball.
That's right. Want to be Steph, and there's nothing wrong with that.
He messed up the game in a good way, you know.
I think he messed it up in a good way.
Yeah, like he definitely is. I think he hurt the youth because the youth just loves threes, and that's all they think about doing, shooting threes. But you can just see, like in the league, just how we value the 3-point line now, right? And it's not just something that we just look at, as a spacer. We value it at all 5 positions. You need everybody to be able to shoot the 3 because that's a threat. Spaces the floor, be able to create some more drives for your guards. So I think him and Clay and their whole team, I think, just changed the game in a good but bad way.
We've never seen probably a basketball player in better condition and understand angles and how to come off that screen,
right,
and also be on balance to still shoot,
right,
and he can shoot off balance too,
right.
We've never seen that before,
right.
And for him to be that small, but he can shoot from almost half court,
right,
yes, and he's not throwing it,
right,
he's shooting it,
yes.
We've never seen that before, and then he's a killer. See, people look at the smile just like they looked at me with my smile.
Right.
Oh, I'm gonna kill you.
Right.
Now we know how great Steph is with his shooting performance and his insane ability to run around the court. But is he the greatest point guard in NBA history? Well, he actually answered that question himself.
Are you the best point guard ever?
Yes. It's me and Magic. That's the conversation.
Yeah.
Magic's resume is ridiculous. All right. So the fact that we're even having that conversation is it's a place I never thought I'd be in. But the fact that, to your point of like how you grade it and the whole conversation, that's why we have the conversations, because it's fun and it's measuring errors against each other. And I love that's what basketball, that's what sports is all about. That's why people watch. That's why people get in heated debates about it. I love it. So you put me on my own team, I'm gonna rep myself for sure.
And NBA players talk about the joy Steph plays with and admire his game. But what's even crazier is what J.R. Smith says about Curry.
Then you got. I love Delly to death, but Delly almost died guarding Steph Curry. No, literally almost died. We have footage of this man in the ice tub, like literally to his neck, trying to guard this man.
He battled his ass off.
What? When
like competed.
I love just from watching that. Dellavedova is by far one of my greatest people I like of all time. Like he literally gave everything he had, and there was no excuse. There wasn't like, oh, he just had it going. It was like, no, it's like, oh, I'm trying, or no. It wasn't none of that. He could barely talk after. That's how hard he was trying. Like that respect level to me, it goes through the roof.
Even De'Aaron Fox agrees with J.R. Smith.
Did y'all see that clip of J.R. Smith? Talking about Delly? Did y'all see that clip? It's real. it's real. I mean, obviously, I didn't guard Steph the entire game, but like most of the first quarter, most of the fourth quarter, I guarded him. That clip is real.
It's just crazy to think that an undersized player has other players in pain after going against Curry. But while these players are scrambling to guard Curry, Kobe talks about Curry and what it's like from his point of view.
I see your comments about him, and I think it's something that a lot of players don't understand. I think the fans, it's very hard for the fans to really understand what I'm saying, because most players don't get it. But there's a serious calmness about him, which is extremely deadly, right? Because he's not up, he's not down, he's not contemplating what just happened before or worrying about what's to come next. He's just there. And when a player has the skills and has trained himself to have the skills to be able to shoot, dribble, left, right, etc., and then you mix that with this calmness and poise, then you have a serious, serious problem on your hands. And so when I watch him play, that's what I see.
So we know now that Curry is calm in big time situations. But how is Steph Curry as a trash talker?
He's the chirp that make you like think. And I think his shit talking is what he does to the crowd. Like he'll hit a shot and then he'll turn around and look at the crowd and be like,
do some old.
I'm him, or like, yeah, he won't necessarily say something to you. And if he does, it's like a quick like jab. You know what I mean? If any little space that he got is going up, and it's a bucket. It's like it's a bucket, and it's so quick.
You can't give him no air.
You can't give him no air. No air.
Like
that's why I told you, bro. I'm gonna smother him. When we play, I'm gonna smother him.
We know he's a subtle trash talker, but is he the greatest shooter we've ever seen? NBA players talk about what makes him a great shooter.
I think Steph is the greatest shooter.
The greatest shooter we've ever seen, hands down.
Why do you feel that strongly about it? I agree with you. I just want your point.
Because the shots that he makes is by far some of the toughest shots I've ever seen taken.
Wow.
Let alone
crossing,
made.
let alone made.
Exactly.
Crossing over behind the back, just letting it go, turning around, just running the other way, and this. Then ain't nothing else to be said. When I let this thing go, don't go for the rebound. We need to get back. And that's and that's extreme. I mean, not only is it extreme confidence, but that's a talent, man. That's a talent and a half. His dad is obviously arguably one of the top 15, 20, depending on what are you going by as shooters. But for him to make all of those shots off the dribble, pulling from half court, that shot he made against Oklahoma City 2 years ago,
Coming across half,
God.
it's ridiculous. Crazy.
It's just stunning, really, with the impact he makes. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, there's obviously been so many great players in this league who have dominated, and you think about Michael Jordan immediately, or Larry Bird, or Magic, and Shaq. What he did to the defense. You had to pay so much attention to him, and Steph is similar, but in a different way from everybody else. And I've never seen anybody put that much pressure on the defense 35 feet from the hoop and generate the spacing and the pace and the chaos that ensues defensively once he gets going towards the rim. So everything we do, starts with Steph, and he's brilliant. So if he wants to throw the ball to the other team a couple times, we're okay with it.
Speaking of greatness, this is what LeBron James had to say about Steph Curry.
I think a lot of people don't understand how great his motor is. He never stops moving. His ball handling, his ability. I don't think there's ever been a guy in our league to be able to shoot the ball as well as he does, off the dribble or off the catch, off the ball. And he just creates so many different matchup problems for your defense, and you always have to be aware of them.
How do you slow him down?
The same way you slow me down. You can't.
I had Steph in transition, and Steph cuts back door, and I'm body on body. I didn't fucking look at the ball the whole time. And I know that goes against every coach. Ball, you basket, see the ball. The ball is the problem. The ball is not the problem with Steph Curry. He's the fucking problem. Steph is most dangerous when he doesn't have the ball, which is not many guys all time in our league that's most dangerous without the ball. I've been in more than enough wars with those guys. But when Steph decides to cut inside the lane, don't relax. He's coming back up. Guarding Steph is uncomfortable. And the problem with our guys in our league, they're not comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that's why Steph and Golden State will always be relevant.
LeBron's recognition of Steph Curry's impact underscores the profound effect Curry has on the game, both his brilliance and his ability to elevate the players around him. Curry's influence on the game and his greatness on the court is undeniable, whether it's his revolutionary shooting ability or his leadership on and off the court. Curry has left a mark on basketball history. Speaking of leaving a mark in NBA history, check out this video of the worst teams in NBA history.